What is going on, everyone? I am back here again with another video, and this one is going to be a little different. I decided to talk about the delay of the PS6 today, and you know, why I don't really see it as really a negative too much. And you know, there's numerous articles out there too actually showing, you know, statistics are showing that most people actually aren't really too upset about the whole PS6 delay thing, like this one right here. And honestly, I'm not really too much either, because, you know, I mean, there might be more backwards compatibility types of things, you know, with the new consoles. At least I hope, because I mean, the current ones didn't really have too much backwards compatibility aside from, you know, being able to purchase previous games that were on other consoles in the past, you know, through PlayStation Store and Xbox Live. But there's also things like crossplay that are becoming bigger now in a lot more of these new games. Like, you know, of course, you can play with people that are playing on Steam or, you know, Xbox Live or whatever for online games and all that stuff as well. So, you know, that's why I think a lot of these newer gen consoles shouldn't really be rushed too much, honestly, because there's a lot still, you know, that they can do with the current gen consoles for sure. Like getting new PlayStation and Xbox that supports backwards compatibility. You know, a PS5, for example, that supports backwards compatibility. You know, discs and everything would be great, or, you know, you're able to download games, you know, that you've already downloaded from your other console onto your new one, you know, just in case your old console gets bricked or something like that. Or even like previous generations, like multiple generations beforehand, would be nice, considering, for example, I had a PS3 not too long ago that's the power supply is basically dead on the thing at this point, so I'm not able to play any of these games that I used to play on PS3 anymore, and it'd be nice to be able to play those again and not have to purchase a new PS3, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, backwards compatibility in that regard, I think that's something they could definitely do, which would definitely be something I applaud them for, you know? Because I'm sure you guys remember that one PS3 back in the day where you could actually put your PS2 discs in the console, and, you know, they would read in there and they'd be stored in, you know, PS2 storage on the console. You know, they need to do something like that with PS5, you know, where you can actually put your old discs in the console and stuff like that and play them on there, because that would be awesome. Because, you know, I wouldn't have to get a new PS3, even though they're a lot cheaper now. But a lot of them seem to die nowadays a lot more for some reason, you know. I went through at least 2 or 3 different PS3 Slims over the past 10 years. And, you know, it'd be nice to just have the PS5, you know, because the PS5 really has a lot better hardware in it than the PS3 did, you know, and it's probably going to last me a lot longer than my PS3s have in the past. So some backwards compatibility in that regard would be an A+ decision in my book on their part. But the question remains, like, why are they delaying it? You know, why is it being delayed and everything, which some people might be asking a bit. Not as many people, excuse me, might care, you know, why, but I'll just explain why it might. RAM is getting more expensive nowadays, and I know this because I just bought a new PC around a few months ago, and I got a good deal on this thing. But, you know, the local Best Buy where I'm around, you know, I was there looking at RAM, and I'm like, god damn, this shit is more expensive than filet mignon, you know what I'm saying? Like, RAM is expensive nowadays, and they're trying to, you know, get the most RAM possible on this thing that they can. So that's probably a good reason for it, because RAM is getting more expensive nowadays and everything. So yeah, you can't really blame them too much on that part. But honestly, the PS5 and the most recent Xbox came out like just not even 6 years ago now, and, you know, there's still some great games that have come out recently that, you know, are new. The Battlefield 6 I've been enjoying. You know, that's probably the Battlefield I've enjoyed the most since Battlefield 4. Of course, right here I'm playing Doom Eternal, which I absolutely love this game. Check it out if you're into like a fast-paced, you know, first-person shooter game. I definitely recommend Doom Eternal. I am going to be playing the Dark Ages as well, because this game is absolutely just like gold as of gameplay. Like, if you're looking for a game with just some fun shooter gameplay, Doom Eternal is it for sure. So definitely recommend this game. I'm going to be playing it on stream on this Sunday as well, along with doing some reactions to some failed American Idol auditions, which should be funny as all hell to watch. I'm probably going to spit out my drink watching those, I'll be honest, because they are so funny. But yeah. But honestly, to me, like, time's going by faster for me now in general, and, you know, I got a lot going on. You know, I'm not a teenager anymore, so, you know, I don't play games as much as I used to, but I still play, you know, when I get the chance, you know what I'm saying? But, to me, it just feels like the PS5 just came out, you know what I mean? I feel like it just came out a few years ago. How's it already been almost 6 years, you know? Because I got this thing, I think, around not even a year after it came out, too, so it feels still kind of new, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've had it for a few years now and everything, but it still feels new. It still feels like I just got this thing, like, not even 2 years ago, so I want to enjoy the PS5 more, you know? That's why I'm not, you know, totally upset about the PS6 being delayed or anything like that, because I still want to enjoy the PS5 more, you know what I mean? Like, I actually really like the hardware in this thing. I think it's definitely some of the best they've ever made, you know? Games, probably not as good as the PS3 days, but the hardware definitely is an improvement from the past consoles, especially for, you know, the PS3, you know what I mean? Because hardware on there was definitely not as good as the PS5 is, and the console's really fast. You know, you get some of the best online gaming experience other than, you know, if you were to play on PC now and everything, but, you know, it's definitely got some great hardware in it, so, you know, I can't complain in that regard. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this whole thing. Personally, myself, I'm not really too upset about it or anything. I'm kind of, you know, you know, not really too worried about it, you know. I'm not too upset about it, like, oh, you know, Sony's delaying it, I'm so upset about it, and this and that, you know. I'm not real upset about it at all, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are on it, and I will catch you guys on Sunday. So yeah, peace.